मधुरा धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय।
जय
गंगा माई की
जय
जय। यमुना माई की जय।
जय
तुलसी देवी की जय।
जय
भक्ति देवी की जय।
जय
समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि हरि
बोल।
बोल।
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Hare.
गो-
नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वत देव्यै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकतः कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Namo
ओम नमो भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om
ओम
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om
ओम
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
So today's verse is third canto, first chapter, 43rd verse. We'll recite now. नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पतानां महे मुहुश्चालयतां शमुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नार्तिजिहीर्षयेषु अभ्युपैक्षतागं भगवान् कुरूणाम् नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां मही मुहुश्चालयतां शमुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नार्तिजिहीर्षयेषु अप्यपैक्षतागं भगवान् कुरूणाम् नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां मही मुहुश्चालयतां शमुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नार्तिजिहीर्षयेषु अप्युपक्षतागं भगवान् कुरूणाम्. Yeah, please recite, everyone.
नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पतानां महिमुहुश्चालयतां चमूभिः वदात् प्रपन्नार्तिजिहीर्षयेषु अप्युपेक्षताघं भगवान् कुरूणाम्।
न्यूनं नृपाणां त्रिमधोत्पतानां महिमुहुश्चालयातं चमूभिः विधात् प्रपन्नार्ति जिह्ृष्य जिह्ृष्येषु अप्य उपै अपि उपैक्षताहं भगवान् कुरूणाम्। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। नूनां नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पाथानां महिमुः चलयतं चमुभिः बाधायात् प्रपन्नत्रिजिहर्षायो अपि उपाक्षताघं भगवान् कुरूणाम्। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। नूनं निर्पाणामत्रि मदोत्पथानां महीमुहुश्चलयतं चमूभिः पदात् प्रपन्नार्तिजिहीर्षेसो अप्य उपशतागं भगवान् गुरूणां हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Anyone else wants to recite? I will read the translation. Synonyms. Nunam, of course, Nrupanam, of the kings, three there, Mada Utpadana, going astray out of false pride, Mahim, at Muhu, constantly, Chalayatam, agitating, Chamubihi, by movement of soldiers, Vadat, from the act of killing, Prapanna, surrendered, Arti Jihirshaya, willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers. Ishaha, the Lord, Api, in spite of Upakshata, weighted Agam offenses, Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, Kurunam of the Kurus. Translation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distresses of sufferers, he, Krishna, refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sins, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of three kinds of false pride. Purport. As declared in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord appears in the mortal world to execute his much needed mission of killing the miscreants and giving protection to the suffering faithful. In spite of that mission, Lord Krishna tolerated the insult to Draupadi by the Kurus and the injustices perpetrated against the Pandavas as well as insults to himself. The question may be raised, why did he tolerate such injustices and insults in his presence? Why did he not chastise the Kurus immediately? When Draupadi was insulted in the assembly by the Kurus by their attempt to see her naked in the presence of all, the Lord protected Draupadi by supplying an unlimited length of clothing. But he didn't chastise the insulting party immediately. Thus, this silence of the Lord did not mean, however, that he excused the offenses of the Kurus. There were many other kings on earth who had become very proud of three kinds of possessions: wealth, education, and followers, and they were constantly agitating the earth by movements of military strength. The Lord was just waiting to get them together on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and kill them all at one time, just to make a shortcut in his killing mission. Godless kings or heads of state, when puffed up by advancement of material wealth, education, and increase of population, always make a show of military strength and give trouble to the innocent. When Lord Krishna was personally present, there were many such kings all over the world, and he thus arranged for the battle of Kurukshetra. In his manifestation of Viswarupa, the Lord expressed his mission of killing as follows: I have willingly descended to the earth in my capacity of inexorable time in order to decrease the unwanted population. I shall finish all those who have assembled here except you, the Pandavas. This killing does not wait for you to take part in it. It's already arranged. All will be killed by me. If you want to become famous as hero of the battlefield and thus enjoy the booty of war, then O Savyasachi, just become the immediate cause of this killing and thus take the credit. I have already killed all the great warriors, Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, and many other great generals. Do not worry, fight the battle and be famous as a great hero. Bhagavad Gita 11.32 to 34. The Lord always wants to see his devotee as hero of some episode which he himself performs. He wanted to see his devotee and friend Arjuna as hero of the battle of Kurukshetra. And thus he waited for all the miscreants of the world to assemble. That and nothing else is the explanation of his waiting. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Thank you again everyone for joining today. I am not at all eligible to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and please I humbly request your blessings to speak on this verse. And please kindly excuse me if I speak anything wrong on this verse. If I speak anything good, that is because Guru Maharaj and Krishna's mercy. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Sri Guru Dinatharina Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. First, I will try to give a recap of the previous verses. So the chapter name is Questions by Vidura, and Vidura is a great pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Even though he was insulted by his brother Dhritarashtra, he sent out him home, but he took it as Lord's mercy. So that's the nature of a pure devotee. They see every situation as Lord's mercy. So the Lord is giving me this opportunity to take me more close to his lotus feet. So then he started traveling all the holy places, and at the bank of river Yamuna, he met Uddhava, a great devotee of the Lord. Then he started inquiring about all the family members. He inquired about two brothers, Lord Krishna and Balaram. Then he inquired about Mother Kunti, Devaki Devi, and all the 5 Pandavas, and Pradyumna, Samba. He inquired everyone. In the 41st verse, he expressed his lamentation about his brother Dhritarashtra. Even though he insulted him, he continued to be the well-wisher of his brother. And that's the greatness of a pure devotee. So in the next verse, the verse before this also, Vidura is saying that he took everything as Lord's mercy. So staying in the forest and traveling all the holy places, he took it as a greatest freedom. But depending completely on the mercy of the Lord, he took it as a great freedom than staying at home with his brother Dhritarashtra. So in the today's verse, again he is glorifying the Supreme Lord Krishna. So I just try to read the translation again. So despite his being the Lord and being always willing to kill the relieve the distress of sufferers, he refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sins, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of 3 kinds of false pride. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that whenever there is increase in the religion and decrease in the religion, Lord Krishna appears. So in 4th chapter also, Lord Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So because Krishna is the Supreme Father, so when the living entities are misguided, when they are performing sinful activities, so the responsibility indirectly goes to the Supreme Lord. So that's why Supreme Lord or his representatives comes to the material world to adjust the situation. So the two purposes is to protect the sadhu and to annihilate the miscreant. But the main purpose is protecting the sadhu, and side by side Lord Krishna is killing the miscreants. Actually, for killing the miscreants, Lord Krishna's appearance is not needed. Even if there is a big earthquake, they all will be dead. But Krishna's main purpose is to protect the sadhus, because sometimes they are very much harassed by the non-devotees. And also, what is the real religion? Real religion means devotional service to the Lord, the love for the Lord, Supreme Lord. And what is the irreligion? Irreligion means when we forget the Supreme Lord, that is the irreligion. So the Supreme Lord comes to adjust the situation again. He always, in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita also, his final instruction is surrender to his lotus feet. In that way, we will be freed from all sinful reactions. And here it is given that even though the Kauravas, they performed so many offenses against the Pandavas, so Dhritarashtra, under the influence of his evil sons, he set fire to their house, and he didn't even forbid the Dussasana when he forced the mother Draupadi to appear naked. So they committed so many. At that time, Lord Krishna, he supplied unlimited clothing to Mother Draupadi, but he didn't chastise them immediately. So the reason is, Srila Prabhupada is explaining here, the reason is there were many kings at that time. They are puffed up with three kinds of things. One is wealth, education, and followers. So, and Kunti Maharani also, in her prayers, she prayed Janma, Aishwarya, Sruti, Sribhi. These things they give puffed upness. They are on the material progress, but because of these three things, they can't even sincerely address the Supreme Lord also. And in Sikshashtakam also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to the Supreme Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the role of a devotee, is teaching to us. The fourth prayer is Nadhanam, Najanam, Na Sundari, Kavitamba Jagadisa Kamaye, Mama Janmani Janmaneswari, Bhavatat Bhakti Rahetuki Tvai. So these three things, they give up puffed upness. That's why we should pray to the Supreme Lord to give his unconditional devotional service. So the reason why Krishna waited is he wanted to give the credit to his friend and devotee Lord Krishna. Sorry, Arjuna, I'm sorry. So he made an arrangement that all these miscreant people, they all assembled in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and in a single shot, he wanted to kill all of them by Arjuna. So, and in 11th chapter also, Lord Krishna says, I am the time, I am here to destroy everyone. So already by Krishna's arrangement, they all are killed. And Lord Krishna clearly says to Arjuna, except you Pandavas, both the soldiers on both the sides are already killed by my arrangement. So you just become an instrument in my hands and you become hero of the battlefield. So prepare and fight, and you just become Savyasachi, you just become an instrument in my hands. So Lord Krishna said like that. And also, because Arjuna by nature he is a devotee of the Lord, he is very compassionate. Arjuna by himself, he doesn't want to retaliate that offenses done to them, because he wanted to forgive them. But Lord Krishna is very particular. He cannot tolerate any mischief done to his pure devotees. It's like relationship between a father and a small child. So father, he cannot tolerate the pain given to his little child, because the pure devotees are the heart of Supreme Lord. In 9th canto also Lord Krishna says, my devotees are in my heart and I am in the heart of them. So if we are giving any pain to devotees or pure Vaishnavas, actually we are giving pain to heart of the Supreme Lord. That's why we have to be very careful with this Vaishnava aparadha, because Lord Krishna, he can tolerate anything done on account of him, but when we perform do any offense to his devotees, he cannot tolerate. So In ninth canto, we see the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj didn't do anything wrong. He was just about to complete his fasting by taking little bit of water. But still, Durvasa Muni, he became so angry. At that time also, the Lord Vishnu told, you have to go personally to my devotee and beg forgiveness from him. So in that way, the pure devotees are very dear to Lord. And here it is given at the purport at the end. Srila Prabhupada is saying, the Lord always want to see his devotee as hero of some episode which he himself performs. He wanted to see his devotee and friend Arjuna as the hero. Thus he waited for all the miscreants of the world to assemble. Nothing else is the explanation of his waiting. So here Srila Prabhupada clearly explaining what is the reason for that waiting. So he wanted to give credit to his dear devotee Arjuna. And in Ramayana also we see Hanumanji performed so many wondrous feats. He is getting all the power from Lord Ramachandra only, but Lord Ramachandra wanted to give that credit to Hanumanji. And also that's why the Lord is known as Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala is very much affectionate to his devotees. He became the chariot driver of Arjuna. In Vrindavan pastimes also we see Lord Krishna carries the slippers of his father Nanda Maharaj on his head. So Krishna wants to serve his devotees and devotees wants to serve Krishna. So it's like a competition between the devotees and Krishna. And also there is a nice beautiful pastime. So once there is a Brahmana in Srirangam. He was illiterate, but his spiritual master asked him to read all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So he was sitting and reading all the 18 chapters, and sometimes he was crying also. But all the people in that village, they were laughing at him. Oh, he is illiterate, why he is crying? But once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there, then he asked him, why you are crying? Sometimes you are illiterate, you don't know even how to read. Then he says, just by seeing this Bhakta Vatsalya of the Supreme Lord, this nature, how he became a chariot driver for his devotee Arjuna. By seeing this, I am feeling so much ecstasy. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced him. So that way, that Bhakta Vatsalya nature of the Lord is also very attractive. Here, Srila Prabhupada is glorifying that he always wants to give credit to his devotees. And also in another lecture from our Guru Maharaj I heard, so in Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna was not so that much merciful to forgive the offenses to that extent. So even Vidura also, he couldn't give devotional service to his brother Dhritarashtra because he committed so many offenses to Pandavas. Then he gave a meditation process to Dhritarashtra. So by doing that, Dhritarashtra became liberated. But Krishna, when like Putana, for example, she offered poison trust and she did little bit devotional service, then Krishna delivered her. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga is very much merciful than Krishna. He is 1,000 times more merciful than Krishna. So he is Krishna with the heart of Srimati Radha Rani. So here Krishna is killing in Dwapara Yuga, he killed all the demoniac people. But in this age, he is not using any weapons to kill the demons. Because in previous ages, like in Treta Yuga, the enmity is in between the two kingdoms, Lanka and Ayodhya. In Dwapara Yuga, the enmity is in between two families, Pandavas and Kauravas. But in this age, in the conditioned souls, the demoniac nature is within the heart of, within the same person, both are there. Demoniac nature is there. And at the same time, our dormant love for Supreme Lord is also there. Right now, it is covered with all offenses and various desires for material enjoyment. It is covered. But when we chant the holy name, so in this age, the Supreme Lord's weapon to cut down our demoniac nature is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So with this sharp sword, he is cutting the demoniac nature. And he is so much merciful that he doesn't take even offenses, Lord Nityananda and Gauranga. And he delivered, we all know this famous pastime, how Lord Nityananda and Gauranga delivered Jagai and Madai. And once Yamaraj and Chitragupta, they heard this pastime of deliverance of Jagai and Madai by Lord Gauranga. Then they both went into trance and they fell unconscious by how much merciful is Lord Nityananda and Gauranga. So, in order to get the taste for chanting the holy names, we have to take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also his beauty is also a weapon in this age, Astra. And also the secret for getting his mercy is we have to present ourselves as very fallen. Generally, in a material platform, when we are applying for some job, like in LinkedIn, we write so much about ourselves, glorify ourselves. But in front of Supreme Lord, to get His mercy quickly, like all our acharyas, like Narottama Das Thakura, they wrote very wonderful bhajans. Like they always present themselves as very fallen. For example, in one of the songs, it is written that Gauranga Karuna Karo Dina Hina Jane. Jadidaya Karibe Patita Dekiya. Even after seeing me how much fallen I am, if you don't give my mercy to me, how you are called as Patita Pavana. So Masama Patita Prabhu, and there is no one more fallen than me. So the secret for attracting the Lord's mercy is we have to present ourselves as very fallen. And also, when we address the Lord together with his devotees, he is more pleased. Like when we address the Lord as Nanda Nandana, Yasoda Nandana, Devaki Nandana, he is very much pleased. And also when we regularly recite the prayers which are recited by his dear devotees like Kunti Maharani prayers and also all the other Bhishma Deva prayers, then we become very dear to the Lord. And also, like here we see that all the devotees, they are very much merciful and they don't take any offenses. For example, Parikshit Maharaj also, he didn't take, when he was cursed by the Brahmana, he accepted that curse. So here also we see the same way. Vidura, even though he was insulted by his brother Dhritarashtra, he didn't take any offense towards him. He still wanted his brother to be delivered. So that's the nature of a Vaishnava. And also I would like to add some other beautiful pastimes, like how Lord gives credit to his favorite devotees. In Tirumala Balaji temple also, we see there is a rod hanging in the wall. That is like the rod with his great devotee Anantalvar hit him. So as a mark of his remembrance, the Lord keeps some like chandana here. Karpura on his chin as a remembrance. So that's in that way he always want to give credit his devotees. And also we see when Lord kills someone, it's not like he's envious of the people. Like here we see the Lord is killing so many people in the battlefield through Arjuna. But actually, when Lord kills someone, it is also a great mercy. When Supreme Lord becomes angry on someone, the object of anger is actually blessed. When all the people who were died in this battlefield of Kurukshetra, they all become liberated. And Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice example. Like sometimes when mother chastises the child, sometimes when the child is sick, mother didn't give them some foodstuffs. It does not mean it's a jealousy of mother towards the child. So the Lord, whether he loves someone or if he chastises someone, it is absolute. Both are manifestation of his affection. So when we chant the holy names of the Lord, it's like how the Supreme Lord danced on the hoods of Kalia, then he spitted out all the poison. Like that, when we take this holy name in this age of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord and his energy is dancing on our tongue and he is spitting out all the venom, like we spit out all the bad anarthas in our heart. And I would also like to add some other pastimes, like I would like to extend the pastime of Anantalvar, how it happened, how Lord gave credit to his dear devotee. Once it happened that Anantalvar was asked to raise a beautiful garden by his spiritual master Ramanujacharya. And then the Lord came as a small boy to help his wife who was pregnant and he was helping his husband. Then he came as a small boy, but Anantalvar, he was not ready to take help from her, from the small boy. Then he threw a rod at the boy, and all the blood was coming out from the Lord's chin. So then he went to temple, and when he saw the Lord, so much blood is coming from the Lord's chin. Then Anantalvar realized it is the Lord who came in the form of a small boy to help him, to give credit to his devotees. So still the rod is hanging on the wall and the camphor is applied to the Lord's chin. That's why he is called as Bhakta Vatsalam. And in Vrindavan also, Lord killed many demons. Because all the devatas prayed to Lord Brahma, because the earth is overburdened with so many demons. That's why they all went to Brahma and prayed to Lord Vishnu. Then Lord appeared and killed all the miscreants in this battlefield of Kurukshetra, but ultimately he gave credit to Arjuna, his dear devotee. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. Yeah, please forgive me if I speak anything wrong. Please let me know for any comments. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you very much for willing to volunteer for today's class. We needed somebody to fill in, and you kindly stepped in and did a wonderful job. I know for the first time it is sometimes scary and nervous, but you did a wonderful job. Thank you for sharing all those pastimes to, as examples to explain why sometimes Krishna waits to, or how he actually punishes. The main reason he comes is to save the sadhus, but killing the miscreants is secondary. Yesterday at our Guru Maharaj's initiations, also one of the things one question came up. How do we look at it when this happens? I think applying what we are learning here is what is important. We're learning something here, and how do we apply it to our own lives? And that was one of the questions. When is it that we are being humble? When are we becoming doormats and stuff like that? It doesn't appear like he's protecting us, but these things take time to understand. It's not always immediate. His punishing, like when you were saying about Draupadi, he gave her unlimited cloth, but he did not punish those who were making those mistakes. These things take time for us to understand and see. So thank you for giving all of those examples. I see Acharya Prabhu is online if he would like to add something. Prananath Prabhu, anybody else who would like to make a comment or have questions?
Nothing to add, just enjoying the class, relishing the class. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the nice class. Hare Krishna. I was also thinking in the case of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad, Prahlad was always protected, right? Krishna came to, or Lord Nrsimhadev appeared to deliver Hiranyakashipu, right? Prahlad, he didn't have to come to protect Prahlad. Prahlad was always protected.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Wonderful, wonderful class. I never thought you were so knowledgeable. Okay. It was very good. First time class. You just gave it very good and lot of all the pastimes. It's really amazing. Thank you very much. Keep
All
it up.
glories to Srila Prabhupada, and thank you so much for encouraging me, and please forgive me.
No.
for any-
Thank you very much for nice class. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If there are no more questions, we can end the class here. Just a reminder that tomorrow SP Keshav Swami is going to give class. He's visiting the Philadelphia area. So please join again tomorrow for another special speaker and special class.
Today is special speaker. Yesterday, tomorrow is also special speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya patitan pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo
namah.
namah.
Vaishnavendra ki jai, Patita ki jai.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.